time, the gentleman from Illinois, Representative Schneider, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to associate myself with the words of my colleague from Pennsylvania, Ms. Dean. The world's on fire. Russia is consolidating gains in Ukraine. China is testing red lines in the Pacific. Iran proxies are active across the Middle East. And now, just yesterday, the Trump administration announced it has opened direct talks with Iran. That's a major development, one with implications for the regional stability, for nuclear proliferation, and for U.S. deterrence. This subcommittee, focused on oversight and intelligence, is precisely the place we should be asking about these issues and asking tough questions. What are the administration's objectives? What is the intelligence shaping this approach? What are the risks? What are our allies being told, and how are they supporting us or challenging us? But we're not doing that today. In his opening remarks, the chair appeared to claim that it was DEI policies that was responsible for Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Hamas's invasion of Israel, China's actions in the Indo-Pacific. I don't think he believes that, but that's what this hearing seems to imply. I'll use my military language. I won't. I'm just going to say, we shouldn't be doing this. I was going to. Yep. So we're holding a hearing instead to relegate the past administration's diversity initiatives at the State Department while Tehran and Moscow coordinate and Beijing expands its influence. What are we doing? We're attacking internal HR policies, attacking them with some absurd, I have to say, absurd arguments, gentlemen. This is not serious foreign policy oversight. It's a political sideshow, and it's a profound abdication of the responsibility we hold in this committee as members of Congress. To be clear, I don't defend every initiative of the previous administration. I didn't then, I don't now. I raised concerns publicly and privately, but at least their efforts to broaden recruitment and strengthen retention at the State Department were aimed at building institutional capacity, strengthening America's capacity to perform diplomacy and development around the world, making our country more safe and more secure. That's more than I can say for what we are doing today. This hearing has nothing to do with confronting our adversaries. It has nothing to do with securing American leadership in a dangerous world. It has everything to do with scoring short-term political points and earning the favor of the gentleman at 1600 Pennsylvania. At a time when our credibility, our alliances, and our deterrence posture are on the line, we should be focused on the hard work of oversight, asking hard, challenging questions, reviewing classified assessments, holding this administration accountable for the real decisions like was made or at least announced yesterday. Instead, this committee is looking inward, picking fights with civil servants, and dangerously wasting the moment. This isn't leadership. This is abdication. And I want to pick up on something else that my colleague said. She quoted former Secretary Buttigieg, diversity is uniformity. And I'm going to argue that uniformity is a threat to what we are or who we are trying to be as a nation and our diplomacy. And I'll ask any of the two gentlemen, I'll read a quote and see if you share a concern I have about this. The quote is, quote, "The Department of State specialists on Near East were almost without exception unfriendly to the idea of a Jewish state. Some thought the Arabs, on account of their number and because of the fact that they controlled such immense oil resources, should be appeased. Some among them were also inclined to be anti-Semitic. I want to make plain that the President of the United States and not the State Department is responsible for making foreign policy." Do you agree with that, Mr. Harkinson?
Absolutely. The President of the United States is in charge of foreign policy.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes, I agree that the President is in charge of foreign policy.
Ambassador, do you know who said that by any chance? It's a trick question.
I think I do know who said it, but I'll say no.
It was President Truman.
Okay.
President Truman was talking about the Arabists in the State Department because at that time we had uniformity in our State Department. Uniformity in thinking, uniformity of experience, oftentimes uniformity in education. The reason we promote diversity in our diplomatic corps from the most senior ambassadors to the most junior foreign officers, is because we need their experience, we need their perspective. And if we go down a path where it's not just merit counts, it's imperative. But if we only say merit is the only thing, then we end up with a State Department that looked like it did in the 1940s. That's not what we want. We want a State Department that is prepared for the challenges of the 2025s and the century ahead, with a rising China, a threatening Iran, and a threatening Russia. We need these diversity programs to bring in people with a variety of perspectives, a variety of experiences, and a variety of ideas. And so I resent the idea that we should all be thinking alike or looking alike or following the same path. We need to challenge each other.
Time is over.